Hello, 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 everyone. I hope you guys are having a fabulous evening. Obviously, I just went live. It looks like everything might be okay. I think I'm seeing everything. I'm going to see if I can see comments. If someone could go ahead and let me know that they are reading me loud and clear and that this is actually working right now and put it in the comments, please let me know. I would really appreciate that just so I have a little confirmation so I know I can get started. And we can go ahead and kick off today's very special live stream. Let me see, and I can also go ahead and pull this up on my phone too. Okay, I hear it. I hear it on my end, so I'm good. Okay. So, welcome everyone to today's live stream. We're doing a new moon in Gemini live intention setting ritual. I'm so excited to be hosting this event today. This was literally like a completely divinely inspired idea that came to me the other day and was really it came through very strongly that I should do this intention setting ritual today. And yeah, so I just decided to go ahead and give it a try. I know it's something I've never done before. I know it's something new for my audience, but I'm, all about expanding and growing in new and interesting ways. And if you guys didn't know, my word of the year for 2021 is expansion. So, I'm always interested in trying new things. And this just sounded like an amazing idea. So, to kick us off, hold on for a moment. There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and formally start this. So thank you to everyone who is joining live and to my replay viewers as well. Welcome. My name is Alexis, but I'm also known as Miss Trenchcoat all across the internet. I'm an online entrepreneur who helps ambitious women plan a balanced life and online business using my CEO strategy and master plan systems. So if you want to learn any more of that or check out any of my work online, feel free to visit thecharmshop.com. And today we're going to do a very interesting part of, my planning and intention setting process. So the purpose of today's live stream is to share with you guys a regular ritual that I use in my life for setting my intentions and manifestation so that I can get more of the things that I want to create in my life coming into fruition. So if you're not aware, today is the new moon in Gemini. And it was also a solar eclipse. And all of that happened between 6 or 7 a.m. This morning, Eastern time, my time zone. So right now, the energy of all of this is incredibly strong. And it's the perfect time to do a new moon ritual where we can come together, right, and clear our energy out, set new intentions, and manifest our desires together. So I wanted to gather my community together for this because although this is a ritual that you could absolutely do alone, and I usually do it alone, whenever multiple people come together, bring their energies together for a common cause, their energy becomes a stronger beacon for attracting and magnetizing their desires to them. So what I can tell you is that if you want to get something, if you want something in your life and you don't have it, there's something you're looking to achieve, manifest, etc., and you want to get it quicker and easier than you could imagine, if you engage with this stream today, or if you watch the replay, because this includes the replay viewers as well, time is a construct. Whenever you are watching this and setting your intentions and engaging with this video, you are actually going to be hitching your wagon to this energetic caravan that we've got going on that promises to bring you back whatever you put out into the world right now during this process. You're going to get back to you. So if you want to join this, if you want to opt in for this, I want you to go ahead and hit that like button, okay? Because we are going to go ahead and set an expectation right now with God, Spirit, the universe, that anyone who gives this video a thumbs up, okay, is adding their intention and energy into our collective pot. And we're all going to be holding the energy, not just for ourselves, but for everyone and everyone's intentions, so that all of our intentions and manifestations that we make during this ritual will come to fruition as quickly and easily as possible for each of our lives. And I want to add something else, that if anyone decides that they want to give the video a thumbs down for whatever reason, no big deal, you do you, right? I'm sorry, but we're setting the expectation right now that you've also thrown your energy into the pot here with our collective. And because you chose to put out negative energy, right? You're actually volunteering to carry the energetic burdens of our group. So our negative karma, anything that's standing in our way, obstacles for the group, right? You're going to be the one that's going to flow to because you decided to get involved and you decided to put something negative out. And we all know basic principle of the universe, whatever you put back, you get back tenfold. So all I have to say about that is thank you in advance for your service, right? Because we need both. We need, we need people to be holding a high positive vibration, and we need a place for our negative stuff to go. And that's going to be our expectation right now. And so it shall be. So what does the new moon in Gemini ritual have to do with planning and productivity? I'm sure some of you guys are asking that because you guys know I'm like a productivity and planning guru. Well, we make plans and we get productive so that we can actually do the things that we know or we believe are going to help us get what we want in life, right? That's the point of planning, right? We make plans so we can get what we want, right? We plan out our actions, what we expect is going to help us reach our goals or desires or outcomes. That's the whole point of planning and productivity, right? So this is actually a practice that you can integrate to help you shift your planning and productivity entirely. So I want you to imagine if you were able to get what you wanted quicker and much easier, right, than you could have ever expected by taking less steps to get to your end goal overall. How amazing would that be, right? Getting more by doing less, right? Like this is like the ultimate goal of productivity. And that's something that a ritual like this can help you shift into a mindset to actually accomplish. So we set a lot of expectations for ourselves in life. We get a lot of expectations that are placed on us from others. But when we get into alignment with what we want and start thinking the thoughts and saying the words and feeling the feelings and taking the actions towards what it is that we want, our obstacles are dissolved. Barriers are broken through. Closed doors are suddenly open to us. And the path of what to do becomes so much clearer because we're tapping into our intuition and we're connecting ourselves to God, Spirit, the universe for guidance. So what does this have to do with planning? There's a great quote I love that says that when we make a plan, God laughs. Have you guys heard that? I think it's so funny. And so this process, this ritual, is how we can make our plans clearer and how we can make the work simpler and easier and how we can actually enjoy doing the work because we're working with God, Spirit, the universe, instead of working separately or working against them, right? So essentially by following along with this ritual and doing the work, you are going to start shifting your energy to a higher vibrational frequency. And by keeping up with the homework that I'll give you today for moving, forward from this call, you're going to continue to hold that vibration and become a magnet for what you want to manifest. So if you guys are here with me live, let me know how this sounds in the comments. Let me know if you're interested in this, if you're like all about this life, like you're ready to set some intentions, get into alignment, have God, Spirit, the universe, be your wingman on this and help clear the path for you. That is what we're going to be doing energetically today. And of course, if you're watching the replay, let me know what you think about it as well. Okay, so we're actually going to go ahead really quickly. And I am going to go ahead and go into a overview because we're going to go ahead and start actually doing this whole process, okay? So let me move, I think we're going to move this out of the way right now. We'll get to this in a second because we are going to be doing some intention setting and journaling together live. I'm just going to put that off to the side. And I'm going to go ahead really quickly and put on some meditation music. Okay? So you guys should probably start hearing that nice calming meditation music. And the first thing that I'm going to do as part of my ritual here the first thing is I set out a bunch of crystals, okay? So I have these crystals over here. First and foremost, I have this new beauty in my collection, which is a quartz crystal cluster. She's absolutely beautiful. I have a moonstone. This is a palm stone. It fits in your palm, and this is an excellent stone to be using for setting intentions for, a new moon or a full moon, because this is of the moon. And actually, I'm wearing a moonstone ring today as well. I'm also, I forget if this is onyx. This might be an onyx. But I like to wear, for like rituals like this, I like to wear my matching set of the onyx with the moonstone, because we're doing the new moon right now, right? The new moon is the phase where the moon is black. We can't see it. It's not visible to us. And then this represents to me the full moon. And this is the process we're going to take as we set our intentions, moving us from the new moon right now into the full moon. I'm also wearing a, what is this? Emerald? Yeah, it's like a raw emerald. Or, well, it's not raw, but it's an emerald. I just love green. So I like to wear it. So I'm wearing some of my crystal jewelry, and I've got some crystals. I got my moonstone out here. I've got what I like to call my magic wand with me as well, which this is a quartz crystal, but it's an angel aura, okay, which means that it basically, through a process of ionization, they're actually able to, they take platinum and it basically fuses to the outer surface of a quartz, and it creates this beautiful rainbow aura, right? And it's kind of like my nails today too, a little bit, that I did. Okay, so we've got that one, my little magic wand. And because we're doing the new moon in Gemini, and Gemini rules communication and thought, I pulled out this beautiful fluorite as well, this fluorite tower. So I've got all of these guys here for us to kind of just help raise the vibration of our new moon ritual. And I also have a little candle here. This is a little diptyque fig candle I love. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to light it. Okay, let's take a deep breath all together. Oh my goodness. You guys, I didn't charge this. Darn. Hold on. You guys, enjoy the music. BRB, I'm going to go get an actual lighter. This is one of those plasma lighters that, like, you can charge it and it lights, but I guess I ran out of charge. Okay, so I'm just gonna light this with a normal, and oh, it's ironically, not ironically, this is a blue lighter, which I always think of blue as a color that represents Gemini in a lot of ways and air signs. So we have our candle here for us to go ahead, and we're gonna start with a little bit of a guided meditation. If you've ever done a meditation with me before, we're going to start this off with that deep breathing technique that we use in, the beginning of all of my lives. But then we're going to move into a guided meditation that I'm just going to speak, and you guys can sit and relax, breathe deeply, just breathe naturally, but breathe intentionally. And I'm going to read that out to you as the music plays. Okay, so in starting our energetic shift. This is what this is for. This guided meditation is to start our energetic shift for the purpose of raising our vibration. We're going to go ahead and sit down with our palms up, shoulders up, back, and your chest a little bit puffed. That's always like the prime position to get into. Let me get into my chair a little better. Okay. We're going to go ahead and breathe in through the nose, slowly but deeply, and hold it at the top of the breath for 3 seconds, and then breathe out, right? So I'm going to go ahead and breathe in through my nose. Hold at the top for 1, 2, 3, and release. We'll do that again 2 more times. That helps to shift our energy. In through the nose. Hold it at the top. 1, 2, 3. Release with a sigh. 1 more time, in through the nose. Hold. Release. Okay, so do you start feeling the shift there? Now, if you want to continue with that deep breathing, you absolutely can. I'm going to go ahead and continue with the meditation, okay? Now is the perfect time to get into alignment. alignment with your goals, alignment with your desires, alignment with how you want to feel, and alignment with the vision you hold for the future. This is your time just for you. Enjoy it. Feel good in this moment. Feel into the woman you want to be, the woman you are becoming now, the goals you want to achieve now, the abundance you are worthy of right now, and the love that flows effortlessly to you now. Say it with me. I am a smart, strong, capable woman, and I'm prepared to get shit done. You are smart. You know what you want. You know what you need to do. You deserve to spend your time manifesting your dream life, taking inspired and aligned action. You are worthy of this day, this process, being fun and easy and effortless, and so it shall be. You are strong. You can do difficult things and make them look easy. You have a great capacity for manifesting your desires. That capacity is always expanding into greater and greater possibilities as you decide to call in and attract greater and greater possibilities. You are strong enough to do this and do this well. You are capable. You are worthy. You are limitless. You are expanding now. Your energy is expanding now. Breathing in, say it with me. I am ready to receive everything this moment has to offer me. I am ready to receive all the knowledge that God, Spirit, the universe has to share with me. I am ready to receive the inspiration, motivation, and guidance to manifest my desires. I am ready to release all blocks and limiting beliefs holding me back from fulfilling my soul's calling. I feel myself now opening, expanding, and integrating everything I need to know to live my best life. I am guided, I am led, I am supported, I am enough. My work is enough, my intention is enough, my effort is enough, I am enough. Okay, you guys, so are you starting to feel a shift? Do you feel like you're in a higher vibration, more in aligned, less resistance, ready to use your intuition to feel into what it is that God, Spirit, the universe wants you to do next in your life in order to reach your goals and desires? So, what we're going to go ahead and do next is start our intention setting. I'm going to go ahead. Here we go. You guys should be able to see this. So, I think this might actually be throwing off the lighting a little bit. Let's see. Oh no, wrong one. Just going to see if I can adjust the color on this video. Maybe not. It's okay. Oh wait, here it is. There we go. Things a little brighter over here. Okay, just trying to adjust because I think this light is throwing off the rest of the camera, so no big deal. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead now and start to set our intentions now that we're in a higher vibration. And I wanted to show you guys these astrological insight inserts that I created for the Master Planning Masterclass. If you guys have been following me, you know that on Saturday I did a Astrological Insights class for my mastermind, and it was all about, you know, like learning about the zodiac and astrology and the movement of the stars and what that modality and studying that modality can help you to learn more about yourself and just live more in tune with the seasons, right? Because the zodiac is probably the most seasonal thing there is, right? Because all the movement of the stars is probably the best calculator we actually have, the best calendar we have for time and measurement. So in this set of inserts, there's a lot of it. There's like 66 pages of inserts that comes in with this. The first page here is all about your birth chart. And, you know, I am going to be like, I have to reference this to some extent doing these intentions today. And basically I filled my birth chart out and the planets and the locations of the houses and things like that. There's also a reference guide here for the planets and their meanings and the houses and their meanings. And then we get to a high vibe rituals section. And here we have the page for the new moon in Gemini. So I've already started filling this out, obviously, before the class began, just so I'd have like a plan for what we were doing today. But I've filled out the date that we have here. And you have an area here to define your own new moon ritual, whatever that is, whatever you want to do to actually get yourself in a vibration where you're aligned with what it is that you want to manifest, and that you're like an open channel to receiving guidance from God, Spirit, the universe, to help you move through any obstacles, remove any obstacles, and see your way forward. So for my new moon ritual, I have here crystals, and I wrote out the ones I was using: the moonstone, quartz, and the fluorite. We've got our candle. Now in a moment, we're going to set our intention. I already wrote my intention out. Then we're going to journal. I have a journaling prompt for us to do. And then after this class is over, I'm going to finish my new moon ritual with some affirmations. I take a salt bath. It's just with Epsom salt to relax my body and detoxify. And the magnesium of the Epsom salt is just really good. It's like a really good practice to take an Epsom salt bath every once in a while. And then I'm going to do like a deep astral meditation myself. So these are things that I'm not going to necessarily be able to show you, but I wanted to let you guys know what I'm going to do as I move on from this ritual that we're doing together. So for the new moon in Gemini, let's go ahead and just do a review of like what this new moon is all about. So first of all, if you didn't know, a new moon represents new beginnings. So the new moon is the phase of the moon where we actually can't see it. So the moon is often represented as being black because there's no moon in the sky. And over the next 2 weeks, what's going to happen is that from the new moon, the point of the new moon is the darkest, it's always the darkest night, right, in the month, because there's no light coming from the moon itself. So every day for a period of about 2 weeks, the moon will start to actually grow. We'll see light is going to fill up the moon more and more and more throughout the stages of the moon, until 2 weeks later, we're going to get to the full moon. So the new moon is all about a time of setting intentions. It's a great time to start new projects or start on a new goal. So that's why I wanted to integrate this into our planning and productivity rituals, because a lot of us are often bringing in new goals, new intentions, new projects, right? And having something like the new moon being like an energetic representation of newness, right? That's a lot of power in that, right? So that's what we're going to be doing today, is setting an intention for that energy for a new beginning for us. Now, the moon is in Gemini. What does Gemini mean? The astrology, the constellation zodiac of Gemini are the twins. They're known as mutable air. Air being the element, mutable is the modality of that sign. And they're known for communication, cleverness, being sociable, reasonable, and quick-witted, right? So there's an element of that energy in this new moon. Now, additionally, there is a personal energy that this moon will represent to you based on your birth chart, your natal chart, and the house that this moon is actually transiting in. So if you're someone who knows, and I'm going to go ahead and put something on screen, if you're someone who actually has a birth chart or your own natal chart, which is essentially what I like to call the birth chart is, and I have it written out here, It's a map to your unique place in time and space, right? Because where you were born, when you were born, that moment is never going to be replicated. The planet Earth will never be in the same place in the universe, in our galaxy, ever again. Like, we are constantly moving on and on. So having your natal chart, it's like a map to where you were and where you came into this world in the universe throughout time and space. So if you have your natal chart, if you do, then you will be able to find out what house this is hitting. And I do have, if you know your rising sign. So your rising sign or your ascendant is the place, the constellation that was on the horizon rising up at the point of your birth. So if you have your natal chart, what you can do is, if you know your rising sign, my rising sign, for example, is Cancer. So it's the 12th house, and it represents your spiritual life, solitude, growth, transcendence, and self-sabotage. So that's one of the ways that you can choose what house this energy is going to hit in. And based on this information, you can choose the kind of intention that you want to set for this new period. So now for me though, actually, although my rising sign is Cancer, and technically if you were doing like even numbers, this new moon is in my, theoretically it's in my 12th house, but actually based on degrees, it was actually in my 11th house, which is the house of group contribution. So this morning, the moon, when it actually went full and there was the solar eclipse, it was actually in my 11th house. It hadn't made it to my 12th house yet. So in that sense, that's where I'm going to be choosing my intention based off of group contribution. It says friends, groups, aspirations, and philanthropy. Now, if you don't know your rising sign, right? Or you don't know like your birth time, I did give you guys a link in the description box of this video where you could go ahead and get yourself a free natal chart, birth chart done, but you need to know your birthday, the time of birth, and the location in order to get the ascendant sign or the rising sign, because that's very unique to time. Time sensitive. But if you do not know the time of your birth, I mean, you can still go ahead and pull a natal chart to find everything else about your chart. It's just that one piece is going to be missing, and that's fine. If you don't have your ascendant, if you don't know, what house this is hitting in your natal chart, no big deal. You could also choose your natal moon if you want to. So my natal moon is in Aries, which it says is the third. It's in my third house. It's the third house of environment and mental activity, learning, siblings, communication, right? Or you could choose your sun sign. So like my sun sign is when somebody asks you what your sign is, it's, usually your sun sign is what you're responding with. And mine is Pisces. So I could choose Pisces, which is the moon is then in the 4th house of the inner world for home, parents, roots, and inner security. So if you do know your ascendant sign, and go ahead, if you guys are live and you know your ascendant sign and you guys just want to let me know what your ascendant is, or what I would recommend doing is look at all of those houses, right? So look at where your rising sign is, right? So like I said, Cancer, my 12th, is in the 12th. Right now the moon is in the 12th house then, if I go by my ascendant sign. My natal moon, like I said, is Aries, and then my sun sign is Pisces. So look at all of those placements on this list and just determine which energy you feel like you need to set an intention for, right? So like for me, I don't think I need to set an intention for that Aries 3rd house of environment, right? I don't think I need to do that. I don't really feel like I need to do anything for Pisces, that one either. And like I said, the Cancer one also doesn't really resonate with me right now. So I'm going to choose to do an intention based off of exactly where the moon was in my chart when it went full and when it had the solar eclipse, which is friends, groups, aspirations, and philanthropy. So that's probably like the best default. So Joy says she's a Sagittarius rising, and so Gemini is transiting the 7th house there of others. So you may want to, Joy, if it resonates with you, to set an intention for this new moon for a new start, a new goal, a new project, etc., that has to do with your marriage or a relationship or close business partnerships. Anyone with a really close partnership that's not family related. Obviously, like a spouse is different. That's marriage, right? But that could be, if that resonates with you, if you feel like that's an area you want to set an intention with, I want you to choose what your gut is telling you, like what your heart is telling you to do. Don't just choose an intention based on this list. You know, you can choose anything you want. And guess what? If you're looking at this list and you're like, actually, I want to set an intention for personal resources, money, possessions, values, and skills, go ahead and do that. Abby says she's an Aquarius arising. And so that house that the moon was hitting was creativity. So things like romance, children, fun, creativity, passions. If you wanted to, Abby, that could be where you set your intention. So what we're going to go ahead and do right now is set an intention based off of this information. I'm going to go ahead and go back, but I'm going to put this back on the screen for you guys. But I want to show you guys what I wrote as my intention. So Joy says that it absolutely resonates with her. Awesome. Okay, good. So that's the thing. You look and see if it makes sense to you. And if there's something that you feel a pull towards, then that's the thing you set the intention for, right? It's not rocket science, right? This is all, like I said, all of this is a modality to help you get to know yourself better, set better intentions, and get more of what you're looking to achieve in life, right? So that's all we're doing here. So my intention, like I said, I'm going to go with where the moon actually was, which was in my 11th house this morning. And so that was the house of, bring this back up again, the 11th house was group contribution. That's where Gemini was in relation to the houses in group contribution. So friends, groups, aspirations, and philanthropy. And specifically something that's been on my mind lately. This is what I put as my intention because this is something that's been weighing on my heart that like I really need to get things together in this area of my life, which is the intention says to solidify the new direction for my content and how I show up for my audience. So because the 11th house in that situation ruled groups, Gemini is in the 11th house in relationship to where Gemini is the group, house of groups. It's all about friends, groups, aspirations, and philanthropy. So my community is a group, right? This is a group that I serve, right? So I've set an intention to solidify where I'm going with my content and how I show up for you guys and my audience in new and interesting ways, in expansive ways for the next 6 months. Because this intention that we're setting right now, right? I'm hoping, and this is how we would love to see this. We would love to see that you set an intention and immediately you should start to see evidence, signs coming in, results coming in, that you're on the right path, right? But it could take you up to 6 months for real progress to be made in this area because we're in the new moon in Gemini right now, but 6 months from now, there's going to be the full moon in Gemini. So the intentions that we're setting right now aren't really going to be coming to full force fruition until Gemini goes full, right? So 6 months from now. So we're thinking a little bit more long-term, right? With the goals here, half of a year that we're going to have to wait for real progress to be made. But that's why I said that there is things we're going to do now to set the intention. And then there are going to be things that we'll do separately. Like I said, I'll give you guys some homework, what to do as we move along, moving forward from today's class to actually attain what it is that you're hoping to achieve over the next 6 months. So everyone now can go ahead and write in your intention. And if anybody wants to share their intention, you can feel free to do that. But if it's too personal, that's absolutely fine. I just wanted to give you guys my intention so you understood. And I'll give you guys also a little bit of context, I guess, for this, which is that you guys have maybe noticed that, and I've talked about this before, I've been wanting to do more live streams and more interesting sort of live classes for you guys here on YouTube. And so this is like part of the sort of shift for like how I'm showing up for you guys. And also, I've really been trying to pare my content down, that instead of just talking about all types of productivity and planning, I really want to start zeroing my content in more and more to small business owners, entrepreneurs, and really explain more of my CEO strategy process, because that is, I think that's some place where I have a very unique view of the way I do my planning for my business so that I have a very balanced life and yet I earn a lot of revenue and I'm meeting my own income goals for my business. So that's where I want to start shifting my content to be more business focused, in terms of just serving the needs and questions of my community who are either interested in running a business, already are running a business, or maybe struggling with their business. And of course, as well, like I always try to make my content as accessible as possible for anyone who does not run a business, who might work in the corporate field, or may even just be a stay-at-home mom or a retiree who just likes to see the way someone who's approaching, who has a big responsibility, their business, right? Plans. So that's the shift that I've been striving to make for some time. And I really feel like I really need to buckle down now with the new moon. The moon was transiting a very specific house, and I think this is the time for me to really get clear on the new direction for my content and how I'm going to be showing up and serving you guys in the future. So that's my thought process for my intention. So hopefully all of you guys have set your intention now. Just some more things about this on this page. So the mantra for Gemini is I think. So because Gemini rules communication, cleverness, being social, reasonable, quick-witted, their mantra is I think. And if you wanted to create some affirmations for yourself, right? So I would create a series of affirmations for yourself in this process that maybe start with I think, right? So what are the things that you think about yourself? And of course, you're going to want to make these positive affirmations, right? Like I think that I'm a smart, strong, capable woman. I think about business in a new way, right? Like I think about how I can serve my audience in a greater and greater capacity. I think about the ways I'm constantly expanding. So you can use this mantra as actually like a basis for affirmations specifically around the new moon, right? And it just gives you a very unique process for setting your intentions. Okay, so now we have a journaling prompt, right? And so on the back of this, I haven't actually started journaling yet. So I'll go ahead and journal with you guys right now. I have some space to journal. And the prompt that I have for you guys is what creative goals would you like to achieve over the next 6 months? And I'll go ahead and I'll actually put that on the screen in a second. But what creative goals would you like to achieve over the next 6 months? And I actually, what I should tell you guys too is that these inserts, right, that I have here, these astrological insight inserts, if you're interested in getting them, there's 2 ways that you can actually get these. Number one, like I said, I made this for the mastermind group to go along with the Astrological Insights Masterclass that I just taught to them on Saturday. So in the description box of this video, you'll see that there are 2 ways that you can actually get these sets of inserts if you're interested in them. One is if you join the mastermind, right? Become part of the mastermind, get these inserts, get the monthly master classes and all the other tools and resources, an amazing community that we have that we're growing over there. And you'll get everything that I've created for the mastermind since I think this launched in October, right? So there's a lot of content, a lot of information, a lot of great tools and resources. Or I will say that I did actually make these inserts available a la carte in my shop. And there is a link in the description as well for that, because this was a set of inserts I've been like promising you guys for a long time that I would make for you guys. And so I didn't want to just give it to my membership. I also wanted to make sure I made it available to all of you guys as well. So there's a link down below if you want these inserts, and I will, a little while from now, when we're done our journaling, I'll go ahead and show you a little bit more about the inserts if you're interested, okay? So, okay, so what we're gonna do is we'll start journaling. Like I said, what creative goals would you like to achieve over the next 6 months? And I'll go ahead and put that, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go back to my face-to-face view. And I will go ahead and I will write this out. Oh, you know what? change the font color on that. Okay, there we go. Much better. Okay, so this is what we're journaling on. So if you have the inserts, you'll see that it's in that pack. But if you do not, this is the journal entry that we are journaling on right now. So let's go ahead, and I will go ahead and turn on some more music, and we can just chill out and journal for maybe 10 minutes. And then I'll take some questions. We'll talk about the inserts if you want to, and take any other questions you guys have before we say goodbye. So I pretty much filled my page with the creative goals that I'd like to achieve over the next 6 months, but we will go ahead and I'll let you guys continue out the 10 minutes. So we have 2 more minutes remaining. Okay, so it looks like we've hit 10 minutes. So of course, if you need more time to journal, feel free to continue or to continue later. We're just going to go ahead and wrap up a little bit with this intention setting ritual. So like I said, and I did fill up like a page full of what I wanted. I covered it up though, because I do think that it's important to kind of keep your intentions like to yourself, inside of yourself, but we all are here together, like I said, to help amplify each other's intentions. So what I'd like to do for us next is just everyone just sit together. If you could stop writing right now. And I just want us to sit and relax, close our eyes, and take in some more deep breaths. So we'll do 3 more of those deep intentional breaths. And while we do it, I want us to think about being like a laser beam or like a beacon, like a radio beacon. And we're sending out not only our own intentions for what we want to create for the next 6 months, but we're also going to hold space for each other so that we can kind of amplify what we're trying to do and achieve, each of us together. So we'll go ahead and we'll just deeply, intentionally breathe in. Hold at the top. We'll do that 2 more times. I'll be silent though, so we can send our intentions out for what it is we're trying to accomplish. Okay, so we have sent our intentions out into the universe, and we're helping to support and hold space for each other's intentions as well. Even though we don't know what everyone else's intentions are, we're holding that energetic space for each other. So, like I said, what we're going to be doing moving forward from today's class, right, from this intention setting ritual, in order to help these intentions come to fruition quickly, right? What I want you guys to try to do every day, once a day, is rewrite out your intention and choose 3 of those goals that you may have listed out to just list out really quickly in a journaling session, right? So you could put it in your planner, you can write it in a notebook or in a journal, but we're just going to rewrite those intentions and 3 of the goals, and it could be 3 different goals too. I actually wrote like a bunch of different goals for the next 6 months, so just pick 3 at a time and rewrite them out, right, with our intention every day, right? And what we're going to find is that if we do that and we start our days that way, it's going to remind us of what our intention is. It's going to help us realign with this great ritual we did together, right? And remember, oh, that was great. We had a great time doing this live new moon and Gemini ritual together. And we remember that we're holding each other, space for each other, and holding each other virtually but energetically accountable to these plans that we've set out into the universe. So that is what I want you guys to do. And what I'm going to say is that in the next 2 weeks, if you get any signs or any progress is made in any of these areas, I want you to make sure you keep track of it. It's very important. You could keep it in a notes app, right, on your phone or on your computer. You could, again, write it down in a journal or in your planner. But what's going to start happening is you're going to start seeing over the next 2 weeks, when we get to the full moon in Capricorn, you're going to start seeing some evidence of these plans moving in the right direction. So I want you to always, whenever you see evidence that these intentions are coming to fruition, I want you to write it down, okay? So write it down and write it down for the next 6 months, anytime you see that. But specifically over the next 2 weeks, I want you to intentionally be infusing these intentions into your day by the full moon. And then by the time the full moon comes, you'll have a bunch of things to actually be grateful for, show gratitude for. And it's going to help to speed up and continue your manifestation. So that is your homework, okay? Now, I just wanted to review these inserts with you guys, and then I'll feel free to, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them. I'll review the comments. I feel like there were some questions that came in that I will wait until the end to answer. But like I said, if you guys want your own copy of the Astrological Insights Planning and Journaling Inserts, there are 2 ways to buy them. Links are down below. I recommend joining the mastermind, right? Because you're not only going to get these incredible insights and resources, you're going to get everything that I've created over the last, more than 6 months, 9 months maybe? We've done a lot of classes. I've created a plethora of different inserts and resources for you guys. And we also have our private community over on Slack, where we do accountability, and every day I post something to inspire, keep you accountable, motivated, etc., helping you identify and overcome your limiting beliefs on your way to success. So the Astrological Insights, it starts with this cover, goes to your birth chart, these planetary references, like I showed you before, high vibe rituals, and this dashboard. And then for every one of the signs, every moon, there is a page like this. This one's the new moon in Gemini, but there's one for every zodiac sign. And then there's also the space on the back for you to do journaling. And then for the full moon, same thing. Now the full moon has some different information on there. It has a place for you to set the intention, to create what your full moon ritual is going to be. Gives you information about the full moon, what zodiac sign, what that represents, a place for you to identify your house, the mantra, and journaling prompt, okay? Then I also have, now I don't have all of the inserts here, I also have journaling inserts for each of the mantras for when the sun makes its transits as well. So I really focus my my intention setting rituals based on the movements of the luminaries. So when the sun moves through the zodiac and when the moon moves through the zodiac, that is what I like to journal on, and I like to set intentions on. So, I obviously just created this the other day, so I need to go back and actually do this. We are getting to the end of Gemini season, but I still think it's valuable for me to go through and do this journaling. I'm going to journal on that mantra of I think, right? So what it is I've been thinking about, how I've been feeling about that stuff, what has been in my mind. So I'm going to be journaling about that. And let's see, the next one then is Cancer. Starts June 21st, and it's I feel, right? And you can use this mantra as a catalyst for your journaling, right? So it's like an open-ended journaling prompt, or you can write about whatever it is that you want that's going on during this period of time. It's completely up to you. This is your ritual. This is your intention setting. You have the power. This is between you and God, Spirit, the universe, all right? However you like to think about the higher powers out there, right? That's for you to determine how you want to approach these things. But I've found that following astrological timeframes is just a better, more rhythmic way of living, and just being, having this constant ritual that I'm partaking in that helps me to always come back to my goals and make sure I'm not forgetting about them. Because how many times do we set goals, set intentions, and then we lose them? We forget about them, right? So having this sort of rhythmic practice, I have a new moon ritual, I have a full moon ritual, and then when the sun moves, I like to do some specific journaling for that as well. that is all intended to help keep me focused, like my eyes on the prize, for what I'm trying to create and what I'm trying to do with my time. And it always helps me to create better plans because I'm much more clear on what I want to achieve. So that is the astrological journal insert. Now I will go ahead and I will go back to, well, I can leave this open here. Leave this open here. Here we go. We can leave this open here and I can go to questions if anyone had questions. So, okay, so this is the first one. So Amber says, would you do an updated video on your camera angles and what you use to hold your cameras? Sure. Yeah, I can do like a video or something on that, on like my business stuff, I guess, right? All I have are I'm just using webcams and like a gooseneck and an arm. So like nothing like too complicated, but I can definitely either do a video or a blog post on it, whatever makes the most sense for for creating it. Does that say Ouida, maybe? I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. How often should we pull our natal charts? I pulled it a long time ago. Is it still relevant now? I did on astro.com. So your natal chart never changes. So your natal chart is the positioning of what was in the sky from your point of view on Earth when you came into the world, right? So it's your unique place in time and space. So it never changes. So if you have an old natal chart, 100%, that's still good, right? You were only born once, so that information is only, it's always going to be the same every time that you pull it, right? So sometimes, depending on the website you pull it from, sometimes they might do the calculations a little different. There are, in astrology, not to go too deep, in astrology, there are like different calculations for how they get to exact things. So sometimes little things can be off, different between different places. That's why I recommend the Astrolabe or whatever, the one that I made the link to. That one's pretty good. I like that one, and it uses the one that I like to, the calculations that I like to use. So yes. She said, sorry, I came late. So would you look up which house Gemini is in your natal chart? Yes. And you know what, Faith, I will give you one more time. I actually showed this, and I would recommend screenshotting this for yourself. So let me go ahead and actually, let me take this down, Faith, real quick. Oops, let me turn this down too. Okay, so I created this little slide here that shows you guys, if you know, Faith, where your rising is, your ascendant, then you can find that sign and see if the house that Gemini is transiting in is a house where you need to set an intention for your life. Now, we already kind of went through, there was Joy who said that Joy's example was that she was a Sagittarius rising. So it was the 7th house that Gemini was transiting. And I asked, did that apply to her? And she said that 7th house for Sagittarius absolutely resonated for her. So she may have set an intention based on that. But if you don't know your ascendant sign, because perhaps you don't have your time of birth, then what I would recommend doing is still pulling your natal chart to find where your natal moon is, or you can go ahead and use your sun sign. Look at all of them. Look at all the options and see which one is like, oh, you know what? I really feel like it's been on my heart to set an intention about this, right? And how you know it's because it's something you've been thinking about. It's something that's probably either something you've been yearning for, it's been something you've been wanting to create, or it's been like a pain point in your life, right? So that's how you'll know if it's been on your heart and it's the right thing to set your intention for. But great question, Faith. Thank you for letting us come back to that, because I definitely think that's a very valuable little chart I have there for you guys to look at. So absolutely. Let's see. Yes, there's going to be a replay of this. Absolutely. All of my lives are posted immediately. Oh, okay. So Faith said she's a Virgo ascending. So then, well, let's go and see where Virgo was for you, Faith. Virgo, hold on. So many things. Oops. Virgo is, so Gemini is transiting your 10th house then of the outer world. So is there an intention that you need to set for your career, your status in life, your reputation, your vocation, or like your power, right? So is that something that resonates with you? If it does, awesome. If it doesn't, feel free to feel free to choose another one, right? And you can go ahead and look at this list. And if nothing resonates with you from your sun and your moon or your rising, then feel free to choose any of them. Whatever the intention is that you want to set is the right intention for you. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Okay, so okay, you guys. So I think we've come to the end of the questions, and yeah, I'm so thankful for everyone who was able to come here live. I'm very surprised at the amount of people who actually came. I don't know if this was a good time or not. I know that this was a strange topic maybe for me to be covering, but you guys know that I'm all about journaling and intention setting, and I'm all about using whatever modalities exist that resonate with me that'll help me to learn more about myself, right? So I know sometimes when we think about astrology and the zodiac, we think about it in terms of it's there for divination purposes, right? Or for fortune telling. I don't personally see it that way. I personally use this as a means for understanding what's going on in my life based on maybe what's going on in the stars. And just by having that basis of comparison, it causes me to have to evaluate my life and say, okay, well, the sun right now is in Gemini actually it's still in my 11th house, right? So I'm still in my 11th house. So what about the 11th house, right, is something that I might need to be thinking about in this period of time. And during that masterclass that I had for the membership, I had explained that very often during certain transits, I will actually be very in tune with what the transit means. So because I'm Cancer rising, right, later this month, when the sun moves into Cancer, and then the sun is actually in my first house, that's the house of yourself and your appearance and things like that. So that tends to be a time where I think about like maybe my appearance and the way I look, and maybe giving myself a little mini makeover, or thinking about how I'm feeling about my life in that time. And then when the sun moves into Leo in my second house, the second house represents your money, right? And your forms of stability. And so if you guys have known, like in Leo season, right, which is the end of July, most of August, I tend to always launch something really big and new and fun, right? I usually am launching my planner inserts in July. I'm usually launching some sort of new class or course or opportunity. And it just like kind of flows naturally with the flow of the zodiac. So it's not that you have to follow along with the zodiac and make your life fit, but it's through the act of just evaluating it and following the modality that you have a means of comparison for your life that'll help you to get to know yourself better, understand your patterns better, and ultimately help you to come into alignment with what it is you want to do, what it is you want to create, and get more of the results in your life that you're looking for. So, okay, Abby said this was a great time for her to attend. Thank you for your guidance and your time. Thank you so much for joining me, Abby. Another question here. What app do you use for the constellations? I don't know what you mean. I'm not sure what you mean by that question. I don't have an app that I use for the constellations. I mean, all of the zodiac signs do have a constellation in the sky, right? But if you mean like an astrology app, I do have an astrology app that I use that helps me to like keep track of transits, if that's what you mean. And it's an app called Time Passages. I will warn you though, it is like a professional level app, and it does cost a lot for the different things that it can do. So it is pricey. And when I say pricey, I don't mean like $5. I think it was like $20 to $50 for that app. So just a warning, if that's what you mean when you say constellations. Joy says, I set intentions that I plan to revisit in the full moon in Gemini in December. Consistent 6-month intentions. Excellent. Awesome. So yeah, anytime that you set your intentions on a new moon, you really have to give it until that same sign has come to a full moon, right? That's the period of time for you to bring that intention into fruition, for you to birth that idea into the world, right? So excellent. Go ahead and mark your planners, right, for the new moon, the full moon in Gemini later this year, probably I think you said November. December. It's going to be December. Awesome. And then you can check in with these, right? And so every new moon, when you set intentions, you can actually come back and revisit them 6 months later. Let me know if you guys like this and if you want me to do this again. If you guys think maybe I should be like regularly doing a new moon ritual, I'll see what the overall feeling was about this. If you guys are into it, it's definitely something that I like and I enjoy. So yeah, perhaps there are some of you who enjoy it as well. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I really appreciate the time you guys are spending. Oh, I got another comment here. Monica says, this is my first time watching your channel and I felt like this was meant to be. Thank you for sharing and look forward to more videos. Awesome. Thank you so much, Monica. Yes, that's awesome. No, I think definitely everyone's here for a reason, right? If you were led to this, there was something you needed to get from this class. And yeah, so I hope you guys have an excellent time setting your intentions. I hope this was helpful and valuable to you. Of course, make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you want to seal in, lock in your intentions and your energy and be part of this collective force. We're all little beacons of light sending out our intentions and holding space for each other as well. So thank you guys so much for coming. I will see you later. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel and feel free to check out the description for the astrological planning inserts if you'd like to start your own journaling and intention setting practice, okay? Bye, you guys. Have a wonderful night and a wonderful weekend coming up. Bye.